Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
The Jackson County Fair Board, in conjunction with Total Media, proudly present Neil McCoy. Neil McCoy. Saturday, July 15th at the Jackson County Fair. VIP track access seats now available for only $30, which includes admission to the fair. Get tickets now at JacksonCooHfair.com or at the Total Media Studios in Jackson.
Got in a way and just smeared it.
Hi! How are you all? Hey, it's Monday. This is a crazy Monday. How are you?
I'm just wonderful, Jennifer.
So here's the deal. So Deanna and I were here, and both of us were at the Raccoon Creek Market over the weekend. So we were blabbing about that,
Right.
and we weren't paying any attention to the fact that we were on.
Girl talk.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. So welcome to Monday here on the morning show. And it is a beautiful rainy Monday.
A Rickless Monday.
And it's a Rickless Monday. So Rick has a chair here if he ever shows up.
Yeah, he's left me on my own today.
Yeah.
This will be...
Paybacks or you know what. You just wait. I may or may not show up for the performance on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah.
No, I think I better.
Yeah, you better show up.
Set a good example to the rest of the crew.
That's right. Well, our good friend Deanna Stroth is here. So you and I were both at the Raccoon Creek Market over the weekend.
Right. Well, that
and
was something, wasn't it?
It was exactly as it should have been.
Yes. It was the most perfect of days.
It truly was.
Yeah, you could have ordered, a more beautiful day.
Absolutely. And it was just so many really, really cool vendors. I got there fairly early, I think about 10:40, and there was quite a good crowd there.
There was. I mean, we were coming and going all day long, and it was, I hope it's something they'll do every year.
I hope so, too.
So, I mean, there was just
wonderful.
a little bit of everything you could think of there.
Mm-hmm.
So
There was jewelry and all kind of fun stuff. I got my tattoo.
Jen.
I just wanted to make my mother crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she watching?
I don't know. Sometimes yes,
Yeah.
sometimes no.
You're a daughter.
But anyway, no, it was a wonderful, went out, took our sweet Marley dog, and we had a mommy Marley day, and just went out and about and had a great time. Got to meet some great kids, and Morgan Washington was playing at the time I was there. So many cool vendors. So I just kept gathering cards. I'm like, I don't need anything right now, but I love your stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have a card so that I can keep it?
There was stained glass, a lady there that made hats.
Yes.
And of course, one of our, I've got to give her a little plug, Elise Lewis, she's in our ladies chorus. She does the tallow balm, the
Yes.
butterhide,
Yep.
which is, I've got some of her, it is wonderful stuff. Guy that was making wood,
there was
woodworking, I
woodworking.
guess,
There was I talked to the pottery guy. He was making things while.
and a woman there that was making bread.
Yes. We tasted it here on the show. And they brought in 4 different loaves of bread, and we got to sample them all. And I was like,
I know.
okay. And honestly, I got there and it was probably, I don't know, by the time I got to her booth, it was probably 11 something. And she had sold out of a couple of flavors already. And
I'm
I
not
was like,
surprised. Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Out of Buckeye Furnace. What
Which
a
is
lovely
beautiful
venue.
Anyway, really, truly it is. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful venue. Kind of a interesting drive out there.
What do you mean?
It's kind of windy in one
Well,
lane.
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true, especially when you get on Buckeye Park Road.
Yeah.
And have to worry
But-
about driving into the swamp.
I didn't notice it driving there. I think Marley and I were talking.
Mhm.
But when I was leaving, I was like, this is weird. There's like literally just swamp on both sides of me.
And no guardrails.
Yeah, and nothing to stop you from going into the swamp.
Just don't go fast. Don't
yeah,
go-
just kind of creep along.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It really
no
is.
worries.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever gone into it.
Yeah.
So it's not deep.
Not
anyway.
willingly.
Yeah. No, nobody except the ammunals.
Ammunals. Okay. So, but that's not why you're here today.
No.
You are here to talk about something cool that's
Right.
going on with the DM Davis choirs.
We're having our summer show this Saturday, the 17th, 7 o'clock at the Markay Theater. The
The Great American Songbook.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That
cool.
sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. It's I know on the radio the guys, or Josh especially, he was thinking, and I did too. I don't know why they named it that, because it's not like Gershwin or that kind of thing. But most of the songs you're familiar with. The ladies are doing a couple of songs I think that are a little more modern, actually pretty recent. But
Cool.
But I mean, things like My Old Kentucky Home, and that's a real neat version, that we got there. I mean, there's, the guys, when they pick out music, they're really kind of going for, not just your normal run of the mill version.
Okay.
So it's really kind of interesting.
It's like a jazzed up version.
Yeah, a lot of times, might be. And but Rick always seems to pick out for the ladies, challenging things.
Since he's not here today, you
And
can
we
just
can
go
talk bad about it.
go ahead and say what you think about Rick.
No,
We
think
love Rick.
We do. I think, the ladies all feel so, and really now the men too, because he directs some of the men. But we're so blessed,
Yeah.
to have him.
Even if he doesn't show up.
Even if he doesn't show up, he will hear about this.
Oh.
Unless, of course, something bad has happened, then
we'll feel real bad about what
then
we
I'll feel
said.
bad, right?
Yeah.
But we're Rickless today.
Rickless. So there's a chick with no Rick.
That's true. A Rickless
Oh
chick.
no! What will we do? So you guys have been working quite some time on putting this show together.
Yes, we practiced for months, of course we do 2 shows a year, the one in the summertime and then of course the Christmas show.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, all that practicing, we really appreciate when people come, and sit in the seats. And,
Well, of course.
Yeah, and we get to.
Show off what you
Right.
all have worked so hard
Yeah,
for.
Yeah. So, I think the community, and we do get a lot of support, from a lot of different areas. But I think the community is lucky to have a community choir like ours.
I think so. And, this just goes back to our Welsh heritage and, the fact that in the Welsh culture, there's so much singing and talent and performance. And,
Well, we don't do
we're
much Welsh song, any Welsh
well, because
songs
it's
as
hard
a
to sing
rule.
when you have to go all the time.
Well, I know that's what Wilbur McCormick always says. It sounds like you're spitting and choking.
It's true, but that doesn't take away from the fact that we have so much talent in our
Well, and
area
of course,
from
that's,
our heritage.
that's why we're named the D. Merrill Davis, chorus, after that wonderful showman,
Yes.
D. Merrill. But, and I guess he was Welsh, so and I know.
Aren't we all?
No. No.
I didn't
But-
know that it was like possible to live here and not have a little bit in you.
Well, I think a lot of people, of course, people have, become infused into the community from other
Sure.
areas now, so I probably watered down a little bit maybe. But yeah, it's, like I said, we try to sing songs that people, if they're not familiar with, at least they're going to enjoy. And,
Yeah. For sure.
And if you want to sing along, if you know the song, sing along with us.
That's exactly
And
right.
actually come and join us. We would love to we need both men and women, in the chorus, so we practice every Tuesday evening. Ladies at 6:00. If we're practicing for a show, we sing together, the men and women at 7, and the men then sing from 8 until 9.
Okay.
So just, if you're interested, just show up at the Markay Theater.
On Tuesdays.
Yep. There's no cost to join. All we ask is that you, would try to make a valiant attempt, to come to the practices, but,
That's true.
and we do understand life, gets in the way sometimes.
Well, it does.
So,
It's summer, some vacations, all kind of other things going on.
Yeah, we don't sick the dogs after you if you don't make it,
You don't get a, lashing with a belt or anything like that. So we're good.
Yeah, we don't talk bad about you.
Except for when you don't show up. Except for Rick, when you don't show up on the morning show, you just wait until I see him.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it.
Yeah, exactly. But no, so all right. So the show is this coming Saturday at 7.
Mm-hmm.
How do people get tickets?
Well, they can go online to, what is it, Markay?
MarkayTickets.org.
MarkayTickets.org.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into the theater before the day of the show, you can still get them for $5. They're $5 online.
Okay.
Or $7 at the box office on the day of the show.
Okay, so you can save yourself a little bit of money by buying them online, and
whole $2. You cannot go to McDonald's, folks. For $7 or $5.
Right.
Gee, but
yeah, you can't even get a Coke anymore for that. No. So it's great. These folks have worked so hard. They are so ridiculously talented, and it kind of kicks off. It's a great way to kick off like summer and have that patriotism and just all American summer kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yep. So,
love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, and we see a lot of people, a lot of our friends and family, in the audience, but if you've not been to one of our performances again, we surely would like to invite you, to come and check us out.
Absolutely. Please come out. Number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, if you haven't just seen the Markay, it's worth
beautiful,
it. Yeah. And what is the gallery show right now?
It's still Pamela Conley.
Pamela Conley.
Like paintings and drawings of
endangered animals.
There's some beautiful paintings. Does she have photographs too?
No, it's all
just drawings. Yeah, she has a really unique story, and she kind of started this, I feel like, a little bit later in life, as she kind of got had to be home because of some health reasons, and took this up and just found this crazy hidden talent.
Really, she's very good. I mean, when we're practicing, that's what we're looking at, in the gallery there at the Markay. So she's good.
So there you go. See it. So it's like a show and then a show.
Right.
Another show.
You see the calm show, and then you come on in farther to the theater, and then things get crazy.
And then it gets a little wild and wacky. Yeah. So, okay, at 7 p.m. Saturday night, about how long will your show last?
They're usually about an hour and a half.
Okay, so you'll be out by 8, 8:30-ish.
Yeah. And we have an intermission if you need to, go potty or whatever.
Yes.
So, but it's hard to sing when you have to potty too, Can't concentrate.
I never thought about that. And if you sing too...
And you're drinking, you got your water bottle there, to keep yourself hydrated. And, so we welcome the intermission.
Everyone, take 5. Deanna's got a potty. That's funny. The choir's got to go.
We got to go.
No, that is true. I never thought about the performers.
Yep.
Yeah, that is absolutely. All right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to tell our viewers while you're here, or are you guys working toward anything else coming up? I know you'd done some traveling singing before.
Yes. No, we don't have any plans for travel. Of course, as you know, we've been to New York, to Carnegie Hall twice.
Yes.
And that was very exciting, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody gets to do that.
No, that's pretty neat.
But the first time, we had to audition for the for the folks at Carnegie Hall. And when we were accepted, that was back in 2016, I believe.
That was before the thing.
Yeah. And then, from then on, whenever we say we want to come, we can come. We don't have to audition anymore.
Oh, so you've proved yourself,
we proved
huh?
ourselves, So then we went back in 2019, and
Before the thing.
Before the thing. But yeah, that was exciting. I know Rick, he thinks he's big, he'd like to go to Greece, he says. So
okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if that kind of music is, I won't say it's beyond us. I think we can do anything, but
I think you can.
Yeah, but anyway,
it would be unique.
Yeah,
to say the least.
I mean, we've gone as a group. We've gone to what's it called, La Comedia in Springboro, I think it's called.
Okay.
We went around last Christmas to see White Christmas there. It's a play.
Nice.
And and that was a lot of fun. Like I said, and we try to do things together.
That's awesome as a group.
That's right. We made a lot of friends over the years. I don't know how long the men have been. I want to say 13 or 14 years, 15 maybe. And the ladies, in this past February, it was 8 years.
Wow.
We've been.
Seems like just yesterday you all started.
I know.
But yeah, so not only is being part of the choir, about your love of singing and talent, but it's also fellowship,
Right.
and you make great friends.
Truly.
And you get to travel and do
Right.
some really cool
Right.
things, and it doesn't cost you anything to join.
No. So no, there's no auditions. Nobody needs to be fearful, that they've got to sing in front.
Sing.
So,
Dylan, can you sing?
No, not really.
Yeah, me either. James,
Well.
can you sing?
Not well.
No, yeah, we can all sing. It's just no one wants to hear it.
well, Rick, has Rick over here.
Rick who?
The absent Rick, he has said anybody can sing. And I know people like you, disagree. But he said you just need to be shown how.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we've made a lot of good friends, and actually, we've gotten some people in the chorus who've been in our audience, who thought, "Wow, I think I'd like to be part of that."
That's awesome. I like to be on that side of the stage. Yeah,
right. So
very cool.
Yeah, so we would love to have you.
Heck yeah! So come see the performance this weekend and see if it's something that you might,
Right.
like. You don't, no pressure or anything, but it might be something that you want to join.
And the thing too, if you showed up one day or 2 weeks in a row or something like that, and you're thinking, oh, I don't know, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah.
No hard feelings, but we
Right.
would love for you to just come and give us a try, and hopefully you'll stick around.
There you go. I think if you tried it, you'll like it.
Right, I think so.
So, all right. So, what is your favorite song that the women's choir is singing this weekend?
I think Crowded Table. I don't know if
Okay.
you've ever heard that.
I don't
or not,
know.
But and then I know Rick said that he was watching, I believe it was America's Got Talent or something like that. And one of the songs, he gets kind of emotional about music.
Yeah.
And he said there was this one gal who, I want to say she didn't, I don't know if it was she didn't have any legs or something like that. Anyway, but she was singing You Say. I don't know if you've heard that one or not. But he just got so caught up in that. So that's one of the songs that the women
Awesome.
are, so that's, it's kind of like, you say I can't, but I can.
Aw,
so,
that's so good.
So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So those are a couple of the newer ones that the women are going to be singing.
That's awesome.
So,
See,
yeah.
it's going to be a really, really fun performance. Come out and see them 7:00 this coming Saturday at the Markay. You can't miss the Markay. It's in the middle of downtown Jackson.
That's right.
The
Big
thing with
marquee.
the big marquee out front
That's right.
that says the Markay on it.
And it kind of looks like a theater.
Yeah,
you know,
kind of
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like it should. And these are talented folks will be there to entertain you for the evening.
Right.
So very good.
Yeah, so please come, and thank you for having us.
Oh, well, thank you. It's nice to talk to you again, Rick.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, he's going to get it.
He is so going to get it. Deanna, thank you so much for stopping by. All right. Well, let's have a message from our friends at the Vinton County National Bank, and then we will be back with some news from two handsome fellas.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with some weather, and it is looking not too bad. Honestly, we need that chance of rain, and we could actually use a little bit. And look at those mild temperatures for the entire week. So basically highs in the lower 70s all the way up to the low 80s. A little bit of rain in the next couple of days in the forecast, but again, as I said, we can use it. Not too bad. Very, very good temperatures. So there you go. Enjoy. Happy summer. We have some decent weather.
Indeed.
Not too bad at all.
Yeah.
Let's take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Get outside, do some things. Lots of things to do, which we've talked about and we will talk about.
That's exactly right. And if you have any yard work and whatnot to do, this is the week to do it.
You had to bring that up.
I know. Did some mulching over the weekend, and yeah, I have more to do.
Right, which is what we would expect of a former horse queen.
Yes.
Horsey type stuff.
And it smells kind of like I was been in the barn too.
Okay.
The mulch.
That is good.
But that's a whole other story. Whew. All right. So, boys, what are you two handsome gentlemen going to talk about today?
Well, I tell you what, Phil is with us today because he is, a top-notch public affairs reporter, covers some of the main beats on the public affairs beat. And, of course, he just covered a story that we talked about a lot the last week or so, which was, the contretemps there with the Board of Elections and staffing and so forth. And he jumped right out of that into another dispute at the county level.
Oh, no.
Not that he looks for trouble.
Phil, what are you doing?
I point him that way, and he handles it. But we had a big story in Saturday's paper that he's going to talk about, and it's kind of jumped into the public arena. And that is the labor negotiations for a new contract between the Jackson County Sheriff's Office employees and the Teamsters Union that represents those unionized employees. We're talking about deputies, dispatchers, and corrections officers. And the reason that it's become public is that the union representative, not one of the employees, but the union representative from the Teamsters has gone public with it. And so, therefore, we have gone public with it, too, trying to be very careful to cover both sides of the union side as well as the county level, which is basically the county commissioners. They are the management in this case rather than the sheriff. But anyway, Phil worked very hard towards the end of last week, making various contacts, covering that. We had a big story on the front page. We also had letters to the editor or statements from both sides on our editorial page. So it's out there. That was in Saturday's paper, also online as well. And Phil is here to give you some details on that as it continues to play out.
And he survived a rattlesnake attack over the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's most dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not either. Thanks for that, Pete. This has recently been put out into the public, as Pete said. But they are actually, both parties are due to meet this morning to try to iron out some details along with the county auditor, Tiffany Ridgway.
Okay.
And hopefully, everybody's fairly hopeful that this will be able to be resolved. But as it stands now, this all started when a Facebook group was created by this union representative. His name is Mike Dickerson. He's the Teamsters local union number 637. He's their business manager and secretary. As Pete said, he submitted a letter to the editor, but he started this Facebook group first toward the end of May, the beginning of June. And it's called Save Our Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And he put on some statements all that boil down to all these employees that Pete had mentioned, the deputies, the corrections officers, and the dispatchers are underpaid to the tune of 40% below market rate. He goes on. He goes
wild,
right? Then he goes on to say also that there's a big exodus of people about to leave their positions, whatever they may be in all three, or all those positions, if this pay is not upped. This all came out. Of course, there wasn't an immediate statement. But we got some immediate feedback after these statements were made online, countering these comments from the union, saying that it's not only misleading, but some is utterly false. And some of the things that were said to be false, the union rep states that the county has $23 million in an investment fund that they can move in and out of the general fund whenever they please. The commissioners didn't say this, but the county treasurer, Lee Hubbard, spoke up. He's the person in charge of making the investments.
I think he would probably know.
Right, and he's done it for a very long time. He said that statement's absolutely false. He says that like I said, he's the person who invests the county's money, and it's illegal to move those monies from the general fund to non-general funds. So he said that's very misleading and just outright false.
Okay.
The union rep named the starting wages for these employees, that being $13.33 an hour for corrections officers and dispatchers. Those are starting wages. He doesn't go on to say anything other than starting wages. And the starting wage of a deputy is $18.67 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's not disputed at all. But the commissioners eventually did jointly make a comment in response to the union reps' comments, which are fairly consistent. The letter to the editor is almost exactly what he put in one of the early posts on the Facebook group.
Okay.
He's also noted too, I will say this, that I didn't put in this article. He's noted that the county has given some fair union contracts, and he specifically notes that the employees at the engineer's office in the county, all of whom I'll say almost start out higher than a deputy with the sheriff's office.
Okay.
But that aside, the commissioners say that they have been, as a group, the three men, Paul Howler, Donnie Willis, John Hensler, have been first responding, military, law enforcement. They've all been pro. They're very, very much, more so than any other group of commissioners in the history of the county, they say. They point to the fact that Mr. Howler has been in the military, law enforcement for upwards of 50 years. Donnie he's been in corrections for 18 years and has been the jail administrator, for a long time. And that Hensler has voted in favor of every pro first responder or law enforcement legislation to ever come across the table.
Okay.
So they pointed that out, and they point out that in the past 3 years, they've invested, upwards of over $1 million. They gave a big chunk of the ARPA money toward the new 911 dispatching center, which I think that alone was $1 million or more. They redid the stair-step pay scale, which resulted in higher wages immediately on the front end. That was outside of negotiation of contracts.
Okay.
And they made a county contribution to a COPS grant that allowed the sheriff's office to, at least temporarily over the course of 2 or 3 years, have some extra help via state grant money. So that was all in response. They say that's a one and out type thing. They're not going to go in a back and forth with the union and the public with this. So we'll see what happens today and follow up from there. But as for the sheriff, he's not represented by this union.
I was going to ask that. Okay, interesting.
And he doesn't really, his statement was that he can understand both sides of the argument.
Mm-hmm.
He does think that his dispatchers and corrections officers and deputies deserve higher pay. But at the same time, he understands that the county has to stay within the confines of its budget, and that the offer made by the commissioners was made in good faith, and that they have to do what's best. It might then, like Mr. Hensler had said, in a conversation with Pete and I, it would be easy to take some money and throw it toward this problem on the front end. But if it's not sustainable, then you're only going to make a worse problem down the road.
Correct.
For not only the sheriff's office, but for all county offices.
It needs to be handled properly.
Right.
From the get-go.
Yeah. It needs to be worked out to where it's feasible to continue on that way.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. Of course, the union also points out that if these people were to leave in great mass, there's going to be a very huge gap to fill as it comes to 911 services. So whether or not that's a scare tactic, we'll have to wait and see. But
okay. So today there's actually going to be some negotiation going on.
That's what we were told. We were told that due to a conference in Columbus last week, Auditor Ridgway was unavailable. So now that they can get all three commissioners, Tiffany, together and with the union and try to iron this out. To this point, obviously, it's been fairly adversarial. There have been threats that there's going to be a billboard erected along State Route 32 with, contact information to get a hold of the sheriff's office, the commissioners, to have the people let them know that they want higher pay for their deputies. They want a continuation of 911 services, et cetera. So it really jumped off fairly quickly. Yeah. Yeah.
They just went straight there, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this will be interesting to follow. Certainly we need law enforcement. We know that.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will all be
and unlike most other emergency services, the sheriff's office doesn't have an operating levy. EMS has levies, fire departments have levies, law enforcement in no part of this county do they have operating levies. I don't think, do they?
No.
That's what I thought.
Not at all.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. So they're totally reliant on grant money and what they get from the county as far as the sheriff's office goes.
Okay. Oof. Glad I'm not having to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I think this is clear. The commissioner and terms of what has been thrown out on the table, we don't know that, of course. There's some things we do know because this has been thrown out in the public. But I think the commissioners do want to give the union members a good raise.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I think the union representative feels that it's so out of whack, it needs to be bigger than what you would normally give in one labor contract. So,
Gotcha.
So that's the issue there.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. As we said, it's kind of unusual. This issue's been thrown out in the public. The business manager and secretary for the union, that is a tactic that he's doing. He feels like the public would be on the side of the union on this, that the wages do need to be higher. And so, there might be a billboard. I know that there may be some media advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we had the Facebook page put out there first. We had the letter to the editor submitted to us, and the commissioners, I think, wanted to keep this, behind closed doors and work it out. But of course, now they have been in a position where they've had to respond with their stance on things.
Is this Facebook group a public group?
Yeah.
So,
it's called Save Our Sheriffs. Save Our Sheriff's Office.
But it's just for our area?
Yes.
Or is it a nationwide?
It's for our county's negotiation.
So have you been on there? I'm just wondering what people are saying.
From what I've seen, there have been good and bad comments, because I saw a comment from one individual that pointed out that they were using scare tactics, and that the county basically has to operate within its means.
Within a budget,
that was kind of an outlier. There are a lot of people jumping on that bandwagon, and there have been quite a bit of activity on the union's end.
Interesting.
They posted pictures of one of the engineers' contracts that was recently approved, just to point out their starting wages versus this group's starting wages.
Okay. Interesting.
Right. And the information that we know, we're going to be, of course, as transparent as we can if we get information, because it has been thrown out in the public. It is an important issue. And so, if you didn't get a chance to see Saturday's paper, there's a lot of detail in there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Not only the story that Phil wrote, which is very detailed, but also exactly what the commissioners put out in a statement, and also what the union put out in a statement, which is
Okay.
more information than even is what is in the story.
Yeah.
So it's out there, online and in the paper. And of course, we'll monitor it as we go. I have a feeling on the union side, if they feel they need to, they're going to be putting out more information publicly. We'll see what the commissioners do. They wanted to pretty much say everything they needed to say in this, and then, let's work it out behind closed doors, which is the way it normally is done.
Right.
Okay.
So
Well,
we will see, but
we will
but-
keep
but-
you updated.
But definitely a big deal, very
yeah.
important, not only for those
sure.
employees in the sheriff's office, but the public as well.
Yes.
Because of what's at stake.
Okay.
All right.
Phil?
Well, thank you, Phil.
No problem.
And we're
Thank
glad
guys.
you survived your rattlesnake attack.
Yeah.
And when I say this, I'm saying this kind of tongue in cheek. He saw a rattlesnake over the weekend.
Took a picture of
It rattled at him.
and I bolted.
He freaked. End of story, as we all would.
Right. Yeah, I thought I'd send him on something that wasn't controversial. He ran into a rattlesnake.
You get him attacked by a rattlesnake. Hi, James.
Hey, Jen, I just want to let you guys know some good news. Rick Knoll is alive and well. He just showed up at 9:30 instead of 9 o'clock. So
did you give
no-
him all kind of heck?
No, but I told him they should probably call Diana, that she was maybe a little worried.
Yeah,
about him.
yeah. We
But,
don't want Deanna to freak out a
So
little
for
bit.
anybody that was concerned,
Rick
fine.
is good. We have seen him with our eyes.
I did see him look in the window
Yes,
there,
so-
a little bit of a look of chagrin.
Yes. Oopsies.
But he will be there on Sunday.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Saturday evening. And
Yes.
having been to some of those concerts, well worth that
They
very
are-
low price
yes.
for a ticket.
$5. Come on.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
All right, well, we have some other news to run down real quick.
Okay.
Over the weekend, we had a motorcycle versus pickup truck collision out on State Route 124.
That's never good.
That is in Milton Township. That would be east of Wellston. Occurred near the intersection of Salem Road. We do have that report online already on the telegramnews.com. Occurred at 4:42 p.m. on Saturday. According to the Highway Patrol, a motorcycle that was being driven by Dewey McDaniel, age 53 of Jackson, was westbound on State Route 124. At the same time, a pickup truck being driven by Blake Royster, age 25 of Wellston, was eastbound. According to the patrol, Mr. Royster's pickup truck went left of center, struck the motorcycle, and as a result, Mr. McDaniel suffered what was described as incapacitating injuries, and he was flown by medical helicopter
Okay.
to St. Mary's Regional Medical Center in Huntington, West Virginia. And Mr. Royster was not injured. However, he was subsequently arrested for operating a vehicle while impaired.
Uh-oh.
So that
Okay.
was late Saturday afternoon. We do have that report online. It did end up closing down State Route 124 there at that location for almost an hour.
Okay.
All right. So so we talked about the sheriff's office contract. We talked about this injury-related vehicle wreck.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about something good. We try to balance.
We do.
But this did not happen in Jackson or Vinton counties, but it was a good news story that happened in Columbus at the Hilton Polaris Hotel up there by the big Polaris shopping center.
Okay.
Erica Hayes-Zinn was inducted into the Ohio Basketball Hall of
Oh,
Fame.
cool.
Now, you cannot have a higher honor if you're a basketball player, a basketball coach,
That's
or somehow
awesome.
associated with basketball in Ohio. There were 18 inductees, and she was one of them. And Dylan just put her picture up. There she is,
There
actually
she
getting
is.
her plaque. That's Erica, of course, on the left, getting her plaque. Her family members, some friends and co-workers from Vinton County were there. Erica broke all kinds of records as a high schooler at Vinton County High School as a Lady Viking. Then she went to Shawnee State, and all she did there was lead Shawnee State to a national championship and be the NIAI Player of the Year. So you see why she's
Just
Hall of Fame
that.
material.
Yeah.
But that picture there that Dylan has up now, that is her immediate family. You see her sister Jordan next to her, and then you have her husband Chad, and then her oldest daughter Cameron, who Cameron, of course, had the distinction of breaking her mother's rebound record at Benton County High School just a couple of years ago. Cameron
That's
now
funny.
playing volleyball at the collegiate level. So, congratulations to Erica Zinn. And that is a very proud papa and mother with Erica. On the left is Erica's father, Ron Hayes. And then to Erica's left is her mother, Mary. And over there on the side is sister Jordan.
Cool.
So great.
That's awesome.
Great event. We reported on this several months ago when the Hall of Fame inductees were announced. But this was the actual ceremony. They did it upright up there at the Hilton Polaris. And Erica, as I said, just what a great career she had up at the high school and collegiate level. You can't do a whole lot more than what she did.
Yeah.
And of course, she has remained in MacArthur and in Benton County. She is the district treasurer for the Benton County Local School District. And just a great event for the family and for Lady Viking basketball and Shawnee State basketball
cool.
too. Yes. I know her coach from Shawnee State, Robin Hagan-Smith, and her husband Greg, who helped with the team back when she was at Shawnee State, was there. Erica is a great example of a very talented athlete who made herself even better, went to the very summit of achievement by just working hard.
Yes.
What a role model for everybody involved in athletics. We did have an initial story that we put online, just a little bit to get it out because we considered it big news. Also have something on Facebook that's went pretty much viral. A lot of people obviously know that it's a great achievement that she had, a great distinction being in the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame. We will have more coverage coming up in Wednesday's paper. So congratulations to Erica Hayes.
Good
Zinn,
deal.
A much-deserved honor, the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame statewide. This can be somebody who made a career at any level in basketball, and Erica can claim to be Hall of Fame worthy at both the collegiate and high school level. What a story. Congratulations.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of sports, but kind of, once again, a kind of a negative story. This comes out of Jackson County Common Pleas Court. A criminal defendant named Melanie Stanley, she's from number 12 Hollow Road, Wellston. She made a plea deal in Jackson County Common Pleas Court after being charged with stealing money from the volleyball booster club at Wellston High School. That is called the Spike Club. And she allegedly stole an undisclosed amount of money in a period covering more than 4 years, July 1st, 2015 to September 1, 2019. And according to the Wellston Police Department, who investigated the incident, this was not in the court documents, but the police did confirm this figure. Allegedly, she took between $8,000 and $8,500, and this is just a single sport support club there that supports the volleyball program at Wellston High School. No sentencing yet. Judge Christopher Reagan has ordered a pre-sentence investigation as a result of her guilty plea in this plea hearing. After this pre-sentence investigation is completed, that may help determine the judge in determining what the sentence will be. Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner actually made a comment on this to the media. He said, quote, "We want people to know that if you steal from the kids in Wellston, we will prosecute." Mm-hmm. She was charged, she ended up pleading guilty to a lesser charge, a first-degree charge of misdemeanor theft. She had initially been charged with a felony level of grand theft. So she pled to a lesser charge, but it's acknowledged in the police reports and so forth exactly what she was accused of doing.
Okay.
So we will follow that, of course, on the sentencing level. Also, this is a story out of the city of Wellston. Not too long ago, the Wellston city auditor, her name is Alicia Beatty, she resigned from her position. She did not, had been the city auditor. She had been appointed to that position after Gary Crabtree resigned in the middle of his term. Alicia, there she is. Yep. She did not run for re-election as that is on the ballot this year for a new 4-year term. She decided that she did not run for re-election. As a matter of fact, she decided not to finish her term. And as a result, Assistant Auditor Kathy Long is now in that position on at least an interim basis.
Okay.
We'll have to see. This is a Republican Party position, so we'll have to see if there will be a caucus meeting. Maybe we've seen before when there's a vacancy in the middle of a term.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if a caucus meeting is scheduled to appoint somebody to fill out the unexpired term. There are a couple of people who are running for the position of city auditor for the new term, which will start in 2024. They will be on the ballot in the general election in 2023. Former Wellston City Auditor Chris Dupree has filed as a Republican. He hopes to get his office back. He will be pitted against an independent candidate by the name of Kathy Helm. All right, over the weekend in MacArthur, we had a lot going on, but in MacArthur, downtown was buzzing.
Oh,
the
yes.
Southern Ohio Forest Rally was taking place.
I forgot that was this weekend.
Right, and this is a national event. It's a circuit thing. They go different places during the course of the racing season. And this last week, they were doing 3 stages of racing in Southern Ohio. Started Wednesday in Ross County. They were in the state forest there, the Scioto Trail State Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, they were in the Shawnee State Forest in Scioto County. And then on Saturday, the Zaleski State Forest in Vinton County. But on Saturday morning, this was a little bit of a tourist attraction. Got a lot of attention downtown. Red Thompson Jr. was there. He told me so. The racers and the racing cars were parked downtown there. They closed part of the street there.
Cool.
You see some of the cars that were coming in there right in the middle of downtown MacArthur. It gave folks, not only who were on the circuit to see the racing later in the day, but it gave the downtown folks and other visitors a chance to talk to the race car drivers and also see these specialized cars that are in this circuit. There is a close-up version of one of the cars.
It's like the real life Fast and the Furious.
Right, exactly. I'm not a race car guy. I couldn't tell the difference between the Indianapolis Speedway and NASCAR and all like that. But this is the Southern Ohio Forest Rally.
That is
It is
super
one of the
cool.
stops on a national tour, and I am told that this is one of the more popular stops.
Yes.
And so, it's two-sided. It's people had a chance to see the racing take place up in the Zaleski State Forest. There were certain places where spectators could be, but also it brought people to downtown MacArthur to see the cars and the drivers, many of them from outside of Vinton County. And, obviously when they're there, get gas, eat at the restaurant.
Yeah, all of that.
And they see
It's
what
great
else is
tourist
there.
and
They may have
economic
had a chance to
development.
see the work at Hotel MacArthur.
Yep.
And see some of the other outdoorsy things maybe on the way up to Zaleski
Sure
State
thing.
Forest. So that was over the weekend, and we'll be reporting on that. We want to also tell you, Jennifer, I know we're going to have Mr. James Tolan in later in the week, and he's going to talk about the new push for people to be able to buy bricks for the Jackson County Veterans Memorial Park.
Okay.
Right down there in the middle of town at Maine and Portsmouth. There's already a lot of bricks there, but there's a lot of room for more. There is a shot of the inscribed bricks that are in the sidewalk there. Much room for more. Ron Speakman got that going more than 10 years ago. Really caught fire early. A lot of folks said, Ron, you're crazy for trying to do this. You'll never get all the donations. Well, many people came forward, a lot of individuals who wanted to honor somebody in the family maybe who had died, but they were a veteran or maybe even killed in action. And so James Tolan, it's kind of sat static for 2 or 3 years, even though you could buy the bricks, but he is trying to get it going into a higher gear again. I know he's going to be here. I think he's scheduled here on TV later in the week to talk about it. I think maybe on Wednesday, James, is it?
14th, that's Flag Day.
Okay, well, that is
Flag Day the 14th.
I don't know whether you planned that, but that is appropriate on
Did we
Flag
plan
Day.
that? Oh, we did? Okay.
Well, anyway, he will be there to talk about, he has kind of like improved the process. He's gone to a new place to do the bricks where they're available more easily and maybe a little cheaper.
Okay.
And so he's going to be promoting that again.
Very good.
I did receive confirmation today that the paving project in the city of Jackson is starting. They're not going to be doing, I understand, any actual paving today, but some of the prep work you have to do before the paving to get the street ready so you can put the asphalt on. and it will take place this first stage of paving throughout the week, weather permitting. But the places that they are, I think the first place they are is Ed Michael Drive, which is down there on the very far southwest of town. If you're on David Avenue and you go past Grandview, there's a little dead end street called Ed Michael Drive just before you get to the veterinary hospital out there.
Okay.
Cindy Kidd's veterinary place. That is the first street to be paved this year. But they're also going to be doing a section of Mount Zion Road on that end of town, Euler Avenue, which is also there, Grandview Avenue, High Place, Star Place, and the section of Huron Street from David Avenue to Bennett Avenue. That's just what's
all that's in the same location.
Right,
basically,
all that is there in the southwest corner of town, and that will be taking place this week. There may be some parking restrictions involved when the pavers are on your street.
Okay.
But these are the streets that are
Watch for signs
that are supposed to take place this week. And
Cool.
of course, there's many other streets that are on the schedule for this summer, but that's the McKee Paving Company, and they are already starting on that. Speaking of good things that are going on, improvements, Rio Grande Community College and the University of Rio Grande is going to break ground on a new facility in Pike County.
What?
Of course, we've got a Rio Grande branch here in Jackson out on Main Street. We've got one up in MacArthur as well. There's one in Meigs County. And now there's going to be one after they get it built in Pike County. A groundbreaking ceremony will take place on Thursday at 2 p.m. at the former Piketon High School site. Now, that is in downtown Piketon on West Street. That is where the high school was. There's a new high school that's there now, but that's the old high school. I remember it being there when I was working in Pike County. But President Ryan Smith very excited about extending the reach of the University of Rio Grande and Rio Grande Community College to Pike County.
Love that.
Now, Pike
So
County
cool.
is not part of the community college, so I'm not sure how that's going to work financially. But still, people in Pike County now, if they are interested in Rio Grande or the community college, they will not have to travel to even Jackson to be able to take classes.
That's really
good.
And,
they found out that not only for students at the collegiate level, but for adults who are trying to increase their employability, maybe start a new career, very important to have accessible education opportunities at all hours, including the evening. Mm-hmm. And so this is another step in that direction. Also, we want to remind folks up in the northeastern part of Vinton County that the Ohio Department of Agriculture could start as early as today. They're spraying to try to control the spongy moth, formerly known as the gypsy moth.
Okay. Wait, how did it get the spongy moth?
I do not know why they changed it from gypsy moth to spongy moth, but there had to be
Can you find
reason.
one of those, Dylan?
But anyway, the reason that they want
what's the big deal?
They want to control the spongy moth, formerly known as the gypsy moth, because it eats trees. It can kill trees. It eats the leaves so much. And it's going to be a very humane thing. The plane will fly very low. So, don't think that someone's dive bombing or anything like that. But they're going to fly real low, and they're going to use this spray that doesn't even kill the moths. It just confuses the male, and they don't want to mate them. So, it doesn't even make the moths sterile. It just confuses them. All right. So how they did this in chemistry, I can't tell you. But that
poor guy.
It's in the story. It's in the story. That's right.
Well, it's better than the poor cicadas that their butts rot off before they get it. They wait 17 years to come up out of the ground and their butts rot off.
Oh, there they are. How about Dylan? Real quick, getting that.
Thanks, Dylan.
That is the spongy moth. And what I want to know, I'm going to have to look it up. Maybe James will find out over there. He's got his phone with him.
Yeah.
Why did they change the name? I bet you it has something to do with political correctness.
Yeah. What was it? It was the gypsy moth.
It was the gypsy moth.
There's the
maybe
caterpillar.
Maybe it gave gypsies a bad name or something.
Maybe.
But anyway, it's now the spongy moth.
The spongy moth.
They are going to be doing spraying in 51 of 88 Ohio counties, and one of them is Vinton County.
Gotcha.
And the spraying area is not the whole county. It's just a small part of the northeast section near Lake Hope and Zaleski in what they call the mineral area, but it is in the very northeast corner of the county.
So, poor moths.
All right. Well, anyway, some other good things that have occurred. We're going to have a nice story with some photos about the petting zoo at the Barker Farms.
Yes,
They were at Jackson, at the Lillian Jones Museum for the Jackson City Library on Wednesday, and then Thursday at the Oak Hill Public Library. But Alex Shope was there on Wednesday. Got some nice pictures. We put one of them on the front page. I thought it was so good. But there's going to be some other photos and coverage in our Wednesday paper as a follow-up. But I tell you, all 4 of our public libraries do a great job with summer reading programs. It isn't just about reading. It's interesting programs that I think would interest any adult, so.
Oh, for sure. Like, I mean, just and things that you wouldn't necessarily be exposed to that you have the opportunity to get to participate in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super cool.
Absolutely. Hey, we want to tip our hat to the Apple City Players. They had 3 performances this weekend of the play called Play On.
Play On.
Very ironic and comedic. The fact that they made fun of basically themselves because they did a play about the pitfalls of doing a play. It was
a play about a play.
Right.
And
here are some of the characters working right there. That's many of the cast members right there. I'm going to name them for you. From the left there, you have Kim Seitz, who played the director. You have Ella Willett, who played Marla Smitty-Smith. You had Race McLaughlin, who played Billy Carew. You have Polly Benish. You have Bethany Sarah Penix, who played Polly Benish. You have Doug Sharp, who played Henry Benish. You had Allison Morrison playing Violet Embry. And you had Adam Hollingshead playing Saul Watson. Also, cast members not in that photo were Allison Aldridge as Lucille Peary, Ty Wells as Augie Manville, and Ryan Spriggs as Phyllis Montague. And I was able to attend a dress rehearsal or part of a dress rehearsal. I had 2 things to do that night, so I couldn't stay the whole time. But Red Thompson went and saw a chunk of the play, I think, on Saturday night.
So cool.
All the reviews, very positive. They do comedy so well with the Apple City Players. And I tell you, there's Allison Morris and Doug Sharp. And special props to Doug Sharp, because not only did he have a main part in the play, but he was the director.
Yes.
So he had to do 2 things there. And so very nice play. I think they're going to have another one in October called Misery coming in October.
Yeah, so completely outside of their wheelhouse.
Right.
The Stephen King play.
Not unless they're doing a spoof, which that would be interesting too.
No, it's not going to be. It's going to be the real deal.
Okay,
we'll have to see some of this. Wild.
We'll have to see some of the special effects on that one.
Because our good friend Jules Stewart is also directing that.
She told you about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't go wrong with Stephen King, right?
No.
But anyway, one of the great things about the Apple City Players, they brought community theater back to Jackson, and they've been going strong since 2017. They seem to do a little bit more each year. And the good thing about this particular play was there had some new thespians in this one making their debuts. And so it looks like the future is good for Apple City Players.
You got it.
Now, one thing that I was able to do on Saturday was go out to the Limerick Strawberry Festival. Now,
so fun.
First of all, I wanted to support the Limerick Strawberry Festival, but the truth be told, I also wanted the meal.
We know you just wanted to eat.
Right now, are you listening to this? I had it on Saturday night. I brought it home. Pam and I had it. We were going to split one. Said, nah, we each have our own. Chicken and noodles, mashed potatoes, green beans, coleslaw, a roll, a cold beverage, and strawberry shortcake with ice cream. All that for $8.
Yeah, that is insane.
I know the restaurants probably weren't very happy that day. If you could make it out to Limerick, you had to get out there. But those are 3 of the ladies who were serving up the meal that day. And also, they were also serving up strawberry shortcake as well. It was like an assembly line there. They were mostly full. Okay, they were mostly full in the dining room, but there was also lots of takeout too. They fixed me up.
Look at that.
There they are, right? As you can see, pretty much full there. And that was a 2 hours into it. So I think it was very, very successful.
Heck yeah.
We also want to remind you that the Jackson City Library will be starting its series of hikes today. Today's first hike that they're doing is at 5:30 p.m. at Leo Petroglyph.
Very cool.
For more information on where this starts and so forth, call the library at 286-4111. They gave us the schedule, but they didn't really say whether you meet at Leo Petroglyph or you meet at the library. Probably the library for folks who may not know how to get out there, but call the library at 286-4111 to see how you can participate. 3 other hikes later on. Oak Hill Chamber of Commerce had their big yard sale and Amish business showcase a week ago Saturday. Once again, it was a big success. When you combine yard sale and all those Amish businesses and all the products they have, it's going to be a success. There you see.
I know that guy. There you go.
Hamburger Master Hamilton.
Right.
Hamburger Hamilton there.
And wife Judy there handling the food service. They were popular because free hot dogs.
There you go.
You can't beat that. And sitting there watching it all go on is the president of the chamber, Curtis Strickland. But this was a great activity because it gave people a chance to do their own yard sale in a group setting where you get more business. The Amish, whose businesses are usually out in the country, they had a place in town to showcase what they have. And then, of course, it probably brought people into Oak Hill just because of the event.
You got it.
So congratulations to them. All right, I want to remind you the Jackson City Board of Education, their meeting, which would normally be tomorrow evening, has been reset for June the 27th. This was decided at the first of the year. They always have their June meeting the last week of the month to do financial things that are connected with the end of the fiscal year.
Okay.
I know we're almost out of time, but also want to tell you some other things that are going to be happening this week. The Butch Aldridge fishing tournament that used to be the Jackson Trout Festival. Trout Festival has gone by the wayside because no trout can be stocked.
That's
but
right.
The FOP has come up with a substitute event. It will be this weekend.
It's very
Saturday,
fitting and perfect.
From early in the morning, about 7 a.m. It will be the approximate start to 4 p.m. Absolutely free at Hammertown Lake. Casting contest at noon for the kids, and there will be big fish contests at the both for adults and kids. And it won't be trout, but you can catch bass, catfish, a bunch of other things out there.
If you catch a trout, we need to know about it.
Right. You got a chance to win some valuable prizes in the raffle, including a fishing kayak.
There you go. Doesn't get much better than that.
All right. So we told you most of the news, and maybe we'll be back next week to tell you a little bit more.
That's right, Pete.
Follow the good news and the bad news and
all news.
Everything in between.
Yep. All right. Well, very good. We hope that you have enjoyed the program today. And we want to thank Deanna Stroth for coming in and talking about their concert this weekend. Of course, Pete and Phil for doing the news and filling us in on all of that stuff. And we'll be back here tomorrow. So have a great day, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
thetelegramnews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegramnews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegramnews.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegramnews.com.
Check it out.